So, good morning everyone. This is the second part of our topic, which is about making places or uses of multimedia infrastructure related to position of the Earth's surface. So, second part to, connection of multimedia infrastructure to geography or how to use this multimedia infrastructure, yung mga examples namin mamaya in landscape analysis or landscape assessment. Paano nga ba yung isang lugar na to is nakakapag-come up ng gantong idea, no? Nagkaroon ng site, nilagyan ng iba't ibang another site based sa function nito, educational, mix, industrial, no? At the same time, kung paano yung roads nakakatulong para mag-connect yung mga sites na to at mas mapabilis yung development. So, paano nga ba naging madali yung proseso nito? Ngayon, malalaman natin yun, yung naging tulong nga ng multimedia infrastructure or tools, modern tools. Sa iba pang mga professionals like engineers, architects, mga ganyan. Of course, hindi lang naman yung mga geographers yung gumagamit ng mga different tools, no? Kailangan din yun ng iba pang professionals para makakapag-come up or makapag-create ng ganitong klaseng idea. May mga kinukonsider din silang factors. So, yan. So, yung magiging examples po natin dito is deep mapping. Ano ba yung deep mapping? Ano ba yung magkakaiba nito sa usual or traditional map? 360 photographs, ano yung naitutulong nito or anong pagkakaiba nito sa simple photograph. Google Earth, remote sensing, GPS, and GIS. So yung remote sensing and GPS and GIS na pahapyawan na po natin yan, 'di ba? Sa GEO 2. Pero ngayon, mas malalaman po natin ano ba yung naging function nito, no? So by this multimedia infrastructure, no, we can assess the impact of humans on that specific place. And at the same time, human landscape interaction and help plan for future land use or restoration, which is the main or important to be considered, no, yung tinatawag nating restoration, no. In spite of development, of course, yung sustainability, kailangan din yung i-consider. So, the concept of global information infrastructure, global information society, combination, GII and GIS, encompasses the development and integration of high-speed communication networks and a set of core services and application in digital format into global integrated networks capable of seamless delivery. So, deep mapping. Because architects, landscape architects, and engineers sometimes find themselves building unsustainable ground or on top of existing infrastructure over rail beds, brownfields, or landfills. For example, they need to be aware of complex site dynamics. Help us identify patterns of concentration, segmentation, or uneven distribution of or access to infrastructure. So, pag sinabi nating deep mapping, from the word itself, no, deep, no, kumbaga mas specific, mas malalim yung nakukuha nito. And katulad siya ng map, may mga nakakabuo tayo ng map based sa specific objective or purpose. Pero dito sa deep mapping, usually ginagamit siya ng mga architects, landscape architects and engineers sa pagka-come up ng idea. Most especially kapag kailangan nilang makita yung pinakang ilalim, no? Kasi 'di ba minsan, halimbawa, itong ground na to. And then kailangan nilang may existing ground, surface. And then sa surface nito, marami pang mga nakalagay na iba pang mga buildings. or mga bahay, mga businesses. Syempre, para mas mapadali yung sinasabing plano nila o para mas makita nila yung mas malawak nilang makita, no? Nagkakaroon tayo ng deep mapping. So, in picture number 1, no, cities without ground nga, spread depicting West colon. Another picture shows, again, cities without ground, spread depicting transit. So, yan. Nakikita yung connection ng idea nila. Kumbaga, nagiging invisible yung iba at nagiging focus lang sila dun sa pinakang idea nila. Nagkakaroon sila ng mas clear vision dun sa plano nila. So, ito naman, next, 360 photographs. So, yun. Bubuksan lang po natin yung link na binigay. So, ito yung example nung 360 photographs. Nakita ko lang rin siya sa Facebook. At syempre, namangha ako. Anong pagkakaiba niya sa simple photograph? Of course, mas malawak yung nakaka-capture nito. You can zoom it, zoom out, no? Through this, we can create our own analysis, no? Ano yung naging idea ng iba pang mga bansa sa pag-create na nga ng gantong plano? Yan. Nakikita natin yung malawakang imahe ng lugar na to. Grabe, ang daming buildings. Pero hindi pa rin sa kanila nawala tong part. At ang ganda. Yan. Ganda. So, yan. That's it. So, you can, visit naman to. Nandiyan naman yung link. Pwede nyo naman yung, puntahan. No? Para makita nyo ng mas matagal. So, yung next natin, yung tinatawag nating Google Earth. So, we all know, no? May application nito, Google Earth, Google Map, no? Yung globe, ayun yung traditional one. While this Google Earth, mas modern siya. So, Google Earth is a geo-browser that accesses satellite and aerial imagery, topography, ocean, bathymetry, and other geographic data over the internet to represent the Earth as a three-dimensional globe. Geo-browsers are alternatively known as virtual globes on Earth browsers. Google also refers to Google Earth as a geographic browser. Other examples nito, yung tinatawag nating NASA's Whirlwind. Ano po ba yon? NASA's Whirlwind is an open-source virtual globe API. Organizations around the world use Worldwide to monitor weather pattern, visualize cities, terrain, track vehicle movements, analyze geospatial data, and educate humanity about the Earth. Yan, example niya nito. So, andito yung naman nila, guide nila. Example din nito. Nakita ko lang rin to sa Google using Google Earth Pro. Yan. Kumbaga, using this Google Earth, nakikita natin yung mga bakanteng lote, and then by the use this application, we can create also our idea or plan dun sa specific place na yun. Kahit hindi tayo pumupunta dun, syempre. Again, mas napapadali yung gawain. Yan lang yan. Tignan natin. Pwede nyo naman siyang mapanood ulit dun. Ayan. Then, yan. Shade analysis. So, Ayan po yung Google Earth. Next, yung remote sensing. Remote sensing detect and monitor the physical characteristics of an area by measuring its reflected and emitted radiation at a distance, typically from satellite or aircraft. Specialized cameras collect remotely sensed images which help researchers sense things about the Earth. The signals are usually recorded in digital form, where each digit denotes one piece of information about an average property of a small area of Earth. So, kung babalikan natin, may mga types of remote sensing. It can be visible and near infrared, thermal infrared, microwave, multispectral, radar, sonar, and lidar. So, additional information lang naman yun. So, sonar systems on ships, ito yung mga helps na itutulong nung remote sensing. Sonar system on ships can be used to create images of the ocean's floor without needing to travel to the bottom of the sea. Cameras on satellite can be used to make images of temperature changes. Another is large forest fires can be mapped from space. Tracking clouds to help predict the weather. Tracking the growth of a city and changes in farmland or forest over several years. Discovery and mapping of the rugged topography of the ocean's floor. For example, huge mountain ranges, deep canyons, and other magnetic striping on the ocean floor. Another is geographers who study the Earth climate use satellites to collect data on atmospheric conditions for monitoring and predicting change. It also creates and updates maps of physical, biological, and cultural features of the Earth's surface. The ability of certain sensor systems to see through cloud cover and their unrestricted access to all portions of the Earth provide information that may not be available, from other sources. It constitutes a crucial element for understanding how the Earth, volcanoes work, and where, when, and why they erupt. So, let's play this video. So, ito yung example ng remote sensing. So, katulad ng sinabi kanina, na-detect niya yung temperature, yung nangyayari underground, no? So, mas mabilis nila rin talagang madedetect kung may features pa nito bukod sa nakikita ng ng mata natin. Siguro kung may magma dyan, may iba ring kulay underground. Mas mapapabilis yung analysis natin and assessment natin sa lugar. So, ground surface deformation. So, yun, another use, or nagiging tulong ng remote sensing, use ground surface deformation and topographic change mapping. Earthquake analysis, thermal anomaly mapping, and detecting, measuring, and tracking volcanic gases, and ash from eruption, plumes, and clouds. These special issues invites innovative remote sensing analysis methods and applications on monitoring various aspects of the Earth's volcanoes, potential impact from volcanic events, uncertainty analysis applied to natural hazards, real-time event detection, methodologies from satellite remote sensing. Next is GPS and GIS. So, by the use of GPS and GIS, binalikan ko lang, we can answer the following. Where are land features found? What geographical patterns exist in that specific place? What changes have occurred of time? And what are the spatial implications? So, none. Due to rapid growth rate in population, mortgageability, cultivation, and industrial areas enhance the importance of land record management. Provide maximum accuracy, accessibility, and portability used to manage land records. Preserve land records that help in reducing the boundary disputes and automatically localize land boundaries irrespective of the changing conditions of the physical location of land. So this application eliminates illegal land shrinkages and expansions based on the moving physical boundaries. So these land records are helpful for taxations and provide protection of the rights and the ownership for information of landowners. Next is yung uses nung GPS and GIS. It uses for clock synchronizations. So GPS time signals use highly accurate atomic clocks. This technology can be used for things like automatic updates of daylights, saving times on cell phones. Next is for disaster relief and emergency services. Tracking a vehicle, person, pet, or aircraft. Bus tour commentary. So when we say bus tour commentary, your location will determine what information is displayed about approaching point of interest. Next is bus stops. Bus stop show how long the bus will take to arrive in a bus stop. Next is navigation, which is suggests possible routes. Next, personal locator beacons or PLB. This used to inform search and rescue authorities of your exact location in the event of an emergency. So for parang yung 'di ba, yung isa sa naging isa movie yung San Andreas Fault, 'di ba? Yung bida doon si The Rock. Mabilis nilang na-detect yung yung nahulog sa bangin na babae. Next is yung recreation surveying. And sa tectonics, nadedetect din nila yung movement. Doon sa recreation surveying, nakapasok din yung tinatawag nating geocaching. It is a outdoor recreational activity. May nabasa ko na para siyang application wherein you have to sign up. Tapos dun sa pag-sign up mo na yun, makakapag-join ka doon syempre. And then, makakalaro mo yung iba pang mga members doon. So, treasure hunting to, wherein you can use GPS to hide and seek containers with other participants in the activity. So, para talaga tayo ditong mini geographer. Kahit mga bata, pwedeng gawin to. Next, ito, naglagay ako rito ng nakakita kasi ako sa Google ng iba pang mga studies na pwedeng i-connect sa multimedia infrastructure. For example, in agriculture, paano ba yung mga multimedia infrastructure or tools na gamit in terms of agriculture. Yan. In forest management and habitat analysis. And another study is yung impact of multimedia geographic information in tourism. So, dito muna tayo sa balikan muna natin to. So, yun nga, by the GPS, nakikita natin analytic capabilities, variable parameters that can affect agricultural production can be evaluated. These parameters include yield variability, physical parameters of the field, soil chemical and physical properties, crop variability, for example, density, height, nutrients, stress, water stress, chlorophyll content, anomalous factors. Yun. Then, next is site-specific data such as soil characteristics, nalalaman natin soil characteristic, soil status, yung fertility and nutrient data nito, topographic and drainage characteristics. Yan. We can also remotely sense vegetation indices, And So the analytical power of a GIS is applied to the data to identify patterns in the field. So for example, areas of greater or lesser yield, correlations between yield and topography, and characteristics such as nutrient concentration or drainage. Next, once pattern and correlation are elucidated, management practices can be modified to optimize yield and production costs and minimize environmental impacts caused by excessive applications of fertilizers and pesticides. Next, itong forest management, the ability of interface GIS with correlational databases, enable integrations of large data. So yan, pwede nyo naman po yung balikan. Additional lang naman po ito, no? Ngayon nga, nasabi ko kanina, pwede i-connecta natin sa topic natin ngayon. No? Habitat analysis, the modeling capabilities of GIS can be combined with remotely sensed landscape imagery to evaluate the effects of management practices and to assist resources manager and public decisions makers in making informed decisions. Again, these multimedia infrastructures or tools made or help to assist resource manager and public decision makers in making informed decisions. Next, ito naman yung another study, no? So, multimedia geographic information system. Due to the association with geographic information of multimedia data such as text, audio, photo, and video, will attract more attention from tourists and it will be used easily. So, tourism information system is a system which is most needed for multimedia information among the system because it is based on seeing touristic places. There are many areas in which GIS is used. For example, in urban information, cadastral information, forest information, yon. Photo sharing services such as Flickr and Google Picasa Web that have realized the need to tap into geographical information for search, sharing, and visualization of multimedia data. So, ito yung benefits, no? ng mga naging examples nga natin. From, yung una natin, yung deep mapping, 360 photograph, remote sensing, GPS and GIS, and also yung Google Map or Google Earth, no? Significant productivity gains in terms of time, equipment, and labor required. May nabasa nga ako na noon, dati siguro, umaabot yung gawain nila, yung proseso ng pag-gain ng mga data, no? ng week or month, no? And syempre, nangangailangan ng maraming tao, maraming oras, pagod, effort. Pero, by the use ng mga modern tools, modern infrastructure, mas napapabilis na yung dating 1 linggo, pwede na lang ngayon bilangin ng ilang araw sa paggawa. And then, fewer operational limitations compared to conventional techniques. So, same with what my explanation in bullet 1. So, accurate positioning of physical feature that can be used in maps and models. Yan. Faster delivery of geographic information needed by decision makers. Yung route, tukol sa route, dalawa yung ruta. So, dyan, by this, dun, yung mga modern multimedia tools natin in infrastructure, mas matutulungan tayo sa correct decision natin. Centimeter levels are being resolved in real time, so wider access. So, buong mundo nakaka-access nito, no? Kahit saan, no? Then, again, stored and retrieved data.